Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Horror Debate. I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff.
And this week we're reviewing Feast from Project Greenlight, produced by Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Wes Craven.
So we had the distinct pleasure of seeing this film in the movie theaters.
Yes, we
did.
did.
Played one weekend last month in a few select theaters across the country. Mm-hmm. And then they said they were going to be releasing an unrated DVD. So we decided, let's see the two films, compare the two. And we just saw the unrated DVD.
And that's why this review is a little late. But because we actually saw the original, a month ago?
It was about a month. It came out pretty fast.
Yep. And we just watched the unrated. And, honestly, this movie is cut and filmed so frantically that it was very difficult for me to distinguish the differences between the unrated version and the original version that we saw in the theater. I thought I noticed a couple things. I mentioned it to you during the while we were watching it during the movie.
Wait a second. Did we see that? Yeah. Did we see that? It's very hard to tell the way this film is edited so frantically. It's that computer animation, not animation, but the computer edits that are really jumpy, and it's like they filmed it with that high definition style camera editing that they usually use on sports events and
but
things.
With the grain of a classic like 70s style movie,
mm-hmm.
Right.
So what's the basic plot of this film, Jeff?
Man, it's not much. It is a bunch of people in a bar getting attacked by monsters, and that's really as much as it goes, man. Mm-hmm. That's as far as it goes. We actually just mentioned that briefly when we were watching the movie, the unrated version, that paper-thin plot that was basically stretched out to 90 minutes. Mm-hmm. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. This is actually going to be a really tough review for me because I like the movie overall.
Oh, yeah.
But there are things about it that, to me, could have been a lot better.
Well, one of the things that I do like about this, it is a traditional splatterfest. There is gore, there is fluids, there is gross stuff, there is a really cool death scene. And another thing that I like is this budget was so low, they did not use any computer graphics whatsoever, computer animation, special effects or whatever. And I'll be honest with you, I hate them. I mean, if I want to watch a movie like Van Helsing or something where it's just computers everywhere, I might as well be watching a cartoon.
I'd have to agree.
And I hate that when the animation and the computers interferes with the movie. I mean, movies to me are supposed to be magic.
Right.
And, how did they do that? And that's one of the joys of film is how did they do that? And this film definitely was a throwback to the 70s film. Their heart was in it.
Yeah. The best thing that I can say about this movie is that, like I said, the splatter effects, they were brilliant. They really were. I mean, the blood, tons of it, man. I mean,
the women were nice to look at too.
The mother that lost her son was pretty.
Spoiler alert! Sorry. Well, I thought both of them looked pretty nice.
She got better looking as the movie went on, didn't she?
You just like the more blood she was covered in there.
No, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, this just tells you something you didn't know about Rowdy Jeff.
Anyway, we interviewed, of course, Judah Friedlander for the HorrorDebate.com, and we did that approximately a month ago. And what a great guy to come on and really give us the inside scoop of the movie.
Thank you very much, Judah. We had a good time.
Thank you, Judah. I just noticed more of him in this viewing of the movie than I did the first time. I noticed more of his subtlety in his acting, some of his lines.
Oh, Judah was a great part of it too, and I'm not just saying that. He was definitely the comic relief.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite character in the movie, period.
And the most memorable character.
Yep, absolutely.
One thing that was really nice was the bartender was played by Gulager, who you might remember from Return of the Living Dead. Mm-hmm. He was the older guy in that movie, and he was great in this too. It was a welcome addition.
Yeah, and we have to mention Henry Rollins. I thought he was hilarious. I thought he was absolutely hilarious, man. Yeah, what they call him, the poor man's Tony Robbins. Supposed to be a motivational speaker. Absolutely,
he was great.
Fantastic.
I was very impressed with Henry Rollins.
Very cool.
I'm looking forward to see Henry in another movie. I thought he just spoke and did poetry and screamed about punk life.
Yeah, he's a liar.
He's a really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does next.
Yeah, me too. Is this the only movie that you've ever seen monsters having sex in?
No. Yes, it has.
And the monsters, by the way, if you try to picture this, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the game Mortal Kombat, but these guys look as close to the character Baraka as I have ever seen.
Well, the thing I was kind of confused, this movie never addresses where the monsters, who they are, where they come from, why they're doing nothing. That was just totally.
Should they just show up? Mm-hmm. The first hero of the movie shows up,
and we're not going to let you know what
happens.
We're not
going to let you know what happens, but it just kind of falls into place. We start this train ride, and
they even say we don't know where they are or what they're doing here or whatever, but we've got to survive. And I think that was just a cheap way of getting. I don't know. Was that a lazy thing by the screenwriters? Are we going to call them lazy, or is it just a learning experience?
I don't think it was the point. I don't think it was the point. This movie, the point of this movie was to have fun. You obviously, splatter effects. To just show off. Yeah. I mean, that's really kind of what it was.
It definitely looked like the people making the film had fun.
Yeah.
Their heart was in the right spot.
I had fun watching it, Mike, but I got to tell you, the inconsistent pacing of the movie, that drives me nuts.
Yeah.
In any movie. Slow down, speed up,
and the
slow down,
franticness of the violent scenes. Okay, aspiring filmmakers out there, shaking the camera more does not mean it's more exciting. Sometimes we want to see what's going on.
Some people may say that's kind of a homage to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, things of that nature.
I think it was more of an homage to the movie Earthquake.
Yeah, absolutely. The camera was a problem, and I remember watching it in the theater and going, I can't even tell what's going on.
Yeah.
Between the grain, the just the camera shaking all over the place. I did find it easier to watch on DVD.
Yes, in the theater, I was starting to get a little Blair Witch Project nausea.
Yeah. So, I'm going to recommend this DVD for the simple fact that it is technically pretty impressive. The surround sound, if you've got a 5.1 system, sounded fantastic. I mean, good, clean, clear dialogue out of the center channel. Lots of good surround effects, man. This, like I said, this movie is full of action. You may get bored at certain parts. I know I did, and I don't think I'm probably the only one that's going to feel that way. But there was enough comedy from Judah. There was enough splatter for us freaks, and there was enough to pick it back up. But this movie got in trouble in the middle, in my opinion, and kind of went downhill until the end.
Well, the beginning they had so much. They introduced all the characters, and there were a lot of characters, but then they thinned the herd out real quickly, and then it's like, wait a second, now who's left, and you're who, and what's the and they took out so many people all at once. It was. Wait a sec, you just introduced all these people, and now they're all gone. But one thing I did like about it was they did show you that anyone is fair game. You know the rules. Okay?
We mentioned that as soon as we saw it. Immediately.
All the rules you know. Yeah. They even tell you in the beginning of the movie life expectancy on some of these characters. They have a little like mugshot, picture of who they are,
which is a cool way to do it.
It was interesting. it was definitely a quick, easy way to get people to know who is who really fast.
So what I would say overall is that people who are kind of bored of the standard formula of these type of movies, they're going to dig this movie because it strays far away from the formula.
It's not a killer with black gloves hunting teenagers in a forest,
absolutely
or something
not.
like that.
Which that's why I'm recommending the movie. I mean, I remember we came out of the theater and we were confused. We were kind of looking at each other like, well, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's kind of one of those, I don't know.
We were buzzing we were high off the visuals, man. We, just like we said, the shaking and just the inconsistencies. But, overall, like I said, I think everybody who's into this sort of type of movie anyway, these splatter fests are going to really dig Feast.
It was an admirable production.
Yeah.
It was a very good first effort.
Absolutely. I would like to see a Feast 2.
Ooh.
I would like to see a Feast 2 because I think maybe we got all the mistakes out of the way in Feast.
Yeah, and the learning curve too.
Yeah.
You learn by doing, and they definitely did, and it was a very admirable job.
Absolutely.
And they definitely left it open.
Absolutely.
They left it open.
So what are you going to give it, Mike?
Out of 5 stars, I don't know. I would have to say 2.
I'm right there with you.
Okay.
I'm right there with you. I mean, and honestly, the saving grace of this movie was Judah Friedlander, and that's my honest opinion. Not because he did an interview with us.
If he was not in that movie, the movie really would have lost a lot. I mean, he kept your interest in the movie and kept it rolling, because what happens to him in the movie, it progresses and progresses and progresses, and I can't say any more because you really need to see this movie to get it.
Yeah. Well, the main thing about Judah was not only is he's funny, but I mean the makeup that was done on him was incredible. Just absolutely incredible. Progressively getting worse throughout the movie. Fantastic stuff, man.
Is it getting any better? Is it getting any better?
Exactly. Oh yeah, it looked better. All right, man.
Yeah, it's better.
So I'm right there with you. 2 stars. And like I said, but check out the DVD. I mean, this is something that you don't want to miss. Overall, it's definitely worth a view.
Yeah. And hey, everyone out there, let's get thinking about a Feast 2.
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
All right, I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time at the Horror Debate.